Hi guys, welcome back to my self growth journey channel. My name is Britannia, and in today's topic I will be talking about why do we keep attracting toxic relationships. Why do we attract toxic relationships? We attract toxic relationships because of where we are rooted from, what we have grown to see as a child. So whether it be your parents, your grandparents, your auntie, your uncle, you name it. You grow up to see a bad relationship where people claim to say them love each other and bash each other. So your father beat your mother. You grew up come see that. You grew up come see your mother. I tell your father anything will come her mouth. You grow up come see your auntie and your mother live bad. And because them don't know how to love and cherish you, them start treat you the same way. With them all them know how to. Them love you how them know how to. And that by abusing you mentally, physically and emotionally. And spiritually even. Because them tend to tell you say you feel like your ugly pooper. Like mother, like daughter. You're not going to amount to anything good. So all of these words and what you have grown up to see as a child has been in your subconscious mind, has been in your heart from your child. If you notice, whenever they are around a child and you cuss a bad word, you hear the child with it later. You kiss your teeth, you hear the child with it later. So anything you grow up come see and what you receive as a child, because remember, and what you learn from you're young and what you grow up come do. So everything store up here so in your subconscious mind. Everything store up here so in your subconscious mind. I remember my previous videos that I tell you say what you are and what you attract. You get me? If you're broken, you are going to attract brokenness. If you're toxic, you are going to attract toxic people. If you're wounded, you are going to attract wounded people. So it's from a tender age. Because you are molded in brokenness. Because you're molded in woundedness. That is what? That is why you keep on attracting what you are. If you notice, if you're in a relationship now, I see him kind of behavior where your mother, your father used to have. So if you can't keep nobody, that means say your mother have a bad relationship. Men come and go in our life. It's something we call generational curse. The toxic traits them. This is why we keep attracting toxic relationships. Because we are wounded. Because we are not loved as a child coming up. We've been hurt, neglected, abused from a tender age. So even though you tell yourself say you're not going to attract certain things, you're not going to accept or you're not going to deal with certain people, your heart's desire don't want the kind of relationship where your mother and your father have. But because where you grow up come see, your mind tend to replay it over and over again. So it's what on the inside attract what is on the outside. So it's what on the inside of you keep on attracting these negative people, these toxic people. And if you don't try and go to the root cause of your pain, your heartbreak, your abuse, you are constantly going to attract toxic people. You are constantly going to attract toxic people. It's like you're asking, you're telling yourself, say, you know, so this more for my life. Want this kind of person for my life. You desire that kind of person. You desire a wonderful person, whether you be a male or a female. You desire somebody wonderful for yourself. That is your desires. But are you designed that way? Are you designed in a wonderful, loving, whole way? If you don't heal from your past, you are going to attract what you don't want. And let me tell you something. You see, when you heal, you're going to attract somebody that is healed to you. Stop searching for love outside of yourself and start dig deep within. Go upon a mental journey and say to yourself, say, where does all my insecure come from? Where does all my hurt come from? Where does all my neglect come from? My abuse come from? Because sometimes as a child, sometimes we tend to forget with childhood because of how dark and how painful it was. But it is still in your subconscious mind. And what human beings don't understand is that we are natural energy. So if the energy inside of you is toxic, you are going to attract toxic people onto you. You are going to attract toxic people onto you. If your energy is flowing on a high vibration, you are going to attract persons with high vibration. You can't expect for one something that you are not. You have to go inside and do the inner work. Do that inner work to cleanse yourself from all the toxins that are inside of you, from all the hurt, the betrayal, the abuse that you have went through from a child coming up until now. All your relationships them that don't work out. Sit down and take the time to heal yourself. Don't use another relationship to overcome a next relationship, because you always are going in the same pattern. You always are going to go in the same pattern. If you don't try and say to yourself, so where is this rooted from? Why is it that I desire one thing but I'm attracting a next? But I am attracting a next. You have to say to yourself, say, this is not what I want. What saying and doing is two different things. You have to go beyond. You have to go and do the shadow work. And it is going to be painful. Because you have to forgive these people who hurt you. You have to forgive these people who hurt you. And you have to forgive yourself for allow these people to hurt you. Whether it be your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle. How them hurt you. you attract the exact same person in your life. So what you need to do, I'll go back to the root cause of the problem. Take some time for yourself. Because you can't offer something where you can't offer something where you can't even offer to yourself. You can't offer love to somebody you can't even offer it to yourself. You can't be vulnerable to somebody else if you can't be vulnerable to yourself. You have to do the groundwork. You have to do the groundwork. And by doing so, take a time for yourself. Take some time, because it never happen just one time. Take some time for yourself and write letters to these people and make them know how you feel. Make them know the damage they have caused in your life and what you have dealt with throughout the years. Write a letter to them, whether them dead or them alive. And you don't have to give these people a letter. When you write the letter, you read it out loud, whether to your stuffed animal or on your bed or to an empty chair. Because these people are not going to take responsibility for their action and how them grow you. And the truth of the matter is, them grow the best way them can, and them themselves know how to grow you. But you grow up and you see how them grow you is not what's true to you. It's not what's best for you. So sometimes you can't bash a person how them grow you up, because of what them know. Them don't know nothing else but that. But you grow up and you see the way how you live not right. You don't love how your relationship them just now work out one after the other. You know have to stand up and make that decision for do the inner work. For treat all the wounds them where you shun and hide from you as a child. So write out every feeling where you feel, how the person make you feel, the pain where them put you through. Write it out. Write it out and read it out aloud to your stuffed animal or the empty chair. And when you do that, tell yourself, say, I forgive you for hurting me. I forgive you for not believing in me. I forgive you for telling me that I am not going to come to anything good. I forgive you. And when you do that work, there's a next step that you ought to take. Write a letter to yourself and tell yourself how you feel. That's your letter of forgiveness to yourself. All of the pain them where you allow yourself to go through, when you know you can set up boundaries for don't attract certain things in your life. But because you are afraid of somebody abandoning you or not looking your way, you tend to accept anything. Because what? Or your parents used to do, or anybody at all used to do. So because you don't want to repeat that cycle, you tend to accept any and everything from a person. Sometimes you yourself know it's not right, but because you don't want to be alone, you choose to accept these persons in your life. Not because them come to you doesn't mean you have to accept them. Not because you have drawn these people to you doesn't mean you have to accept them. But because you're afraid of being alone, you're afraid of being neglected, you accept any and everything. Write a letter to yourself and say, I am sorry for what I have allowed you to go through. I am sorry for what you have went through, and it's not your fault. Write a letter to yourself, and then when you finish, cry. When you finish, go deep inside of you and write it out. Then tell yourself, say, I forgive you. I forgive you. Because until you do the inner work, until you start to wound, put bandage over those wounds, wash out the wounds, then wash out the dirt and the plaque on you, cover up on the wounds with, until you start to clean out the wound and cover it up, that it heal, you are always going to attract broken people to you. You are always going to attract negative and toxic people to you, because you yourself are negative and toxic. You yourself are broken. You yourself are wounded. It's time to make the step to change what is been rooted in you from you were a child until now. It's time to make that change. And trust me, when I make the changes, then broken people and toxic people still have to come your way. But you now have to decide and stand up to yourself and say, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. I've gone through that process of healing. I've gone through that process of forgiving those who hurt me and forgiving myself. And there's a next thing too. For everybody that you have hurt, that you have neglected, that you have abused, write it down. How it make you feel in the time when you abuse and neglect somebody else. And ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness. And then start make changes in your life now. The things that you love to do. Find out what you love and find out what love, what true love is. You see, when you start to be self-aware, if you say, you know, so if me buck my toe, it will hurt me. So you put on your shoes, you know, walk barefoot. If me not comb my ear, you know, so it will tangle up, it will knot up. So you put oil in it, you put soft products in it, if it groom your ear. If me not lotion my skin, it will dry. You have to start love yourself. You have to start love where you are now. And know, say, this is not who I want to be. And start making the changes. And by you start making those changes, is you loving yourself. Because you're not going to accept or continue to hurt the person you love, which is you. You're not going to continue to hurt the person you love. Start to do the inner work. Start to do the inner work. Make all of the pain, the suffering, the heartache stops with you. Stops at you. That's when your kids them come. You don't treat them the same way your parents treat you. Your auntie, your uncle treat you. You treat them better. Because you know, if this cycle continue, it not gonna stop. It is going to forever be a generational curse. So if your mother not married, you not gonna married. Because you grew up come see. Our your subconscious mind consumed when you was a child. You have to do the inner work. And trust me, it might take months, even years, or sometimes it just might take that moment when you decide to say enough is enough. I choose not to accept toxic people anymore. I choose not to be toxic. I choose not to be on this generational curse of nothingness, of negativity, of toxicness. I choose it not. I don't choose these things for myself. But until you do the inner work, until you work on you, you are always going to attract toxic people. You are always going to attract broken and wounded people because of where you are at, the mental state that you are at. Stop brushing under the carpet what is causing you to feel less than yourself. Tackle the problem head on, because if you don't tackle the problem head on, it will show up in your everyday life. It is going to show up in your everyday life. It is going to show up. Make the changes today. It starts with you, and it's going to end with you. You only have you, you know. When everybody else leave you, you only have you. You are where you wake up with. You are where you go back to sleep with. Why you want to stay in a state where you constantly abuse you? You constantly allow people to abuse you. Why you want to stay in that state? Stop running from your problem and run towards it. Because either way, it will catch up to you. It is going to catch up to you. Do the inner work to work on yourself. This is why I am on this self-growth journey. These are the reasons why I choose to do this self-growth journey. Work on yourself. Love you. When you love you, when you work on you, no in this world can make you accept things will not gonna be beneficial to you. We're not gonna serve you. We're not gonna be true to you. Because what? You know, for love you. You love you enough for not accept certain things. You love you enough to stay by yourself until the right person come along. Whether you be a female or a male. You are perfect. You are perfectly imperfect. You are. Until you believe that, you are always going to accept any and anything. You are always going to draw any and anything to you because you don't believe, say, you deserve more. At least your subconscious mind don't believe, say, you deserve more because of where you grew up come see. If you don't set healthy boundaries, you are going to accept any and anything. Start to do the shadow work. Because of where you grew up come see, and where you going to play out in your everyday life. Whether it be with friends or with the person where you say you love. Make that step today in changing the toxic ways, changing the insecurities, the pain, the neglect, the abuse that you have went through. Until you have done the inner work, until you have done the inner work. Trust me. And what you don't want, you're going to get. What you don't want is what you're going to get. Okay? So do me a favor. And do yourself a favor. Choose you, no man. Even when time it look, it's hard to go back to the past. And the past make you go through what you go through now. Choose you. And stop worrying about people. Stop worrying about anything. Just stop it. And just choose you. Stop worrying if after you do this, people are going to live your life. Because you're doing this inner work, people who not in your life are going to fall off. They are going to fall off. Work on yourself. Do the inner work. Alright? You are going to be okay. You are going to be okay. If you don't give up on you, you are going to be okay. You change your destiny because it is in your hands. Alright? So if you have made it this far, I would love for you guys to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever I upload my next video. Until next time, do the inner work. Alright? Bye.